Hey guys, welcome back. Decided to go back to the Sony camera, so everything should be looking lush and great and full HD. But today we have Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 2, and I want to talk about it. Now, I know I haven't talked about Episode 1 on the channel, but I've decided that I would like to review and discuss the Game of Thrones episodes after I've seen them. So expect from now on, every Monday, I'm going to be talking about Game of Thrones and giving you my thoughts. Possibly Tuesday, depending what time I get around to seeing it. Anyway, let's jump into the episode. Of course, there's going to be spoilers, so if you haven't seen Episode 2 or Episode 1, stop watching unless you don't care. So let's just jump straight into it. Quick thoughts on Episode 1. I'm loving the pacing. It feels like Game of Thrones again. I like that all the characters are getting to talk to each other, especially the ones that we have never seen interact before, or ones who are, sworn enemies or hate each other or have vendettas against each other and now having to work together. Episode 1 did it brilliantly, and so did Episode 2. I'm glad that we're not jumping straight into the action and straight into the fight. I don't think there was one bit of action in the entire episode of Episode 2, and I'm totally fine with that. That's Game of Thrones. Seasons 1 to 6 weren't just full of action. I think the first season hardly had any in, to be honest. The action was used sparingly and when it needed to be. The show is a show about character and about how they interact with each other, and I'm glad that the final was just the same. I feel like Season 8 feels more like Game of Thrones than Season 7 did, and I'm very happy to see that. I did enjoy Season 7, don't get me wrong, it was brilliant. But getting straight into it, Jaime's trial, that was wicked. We started straight off with that. It was something I was very stressed about, the whole with him pushing Bran out the window. Would Bran mention it? I didn't think he would. I feel like Bran doesn't care, and it's true, he doesn't care. He's no longer Bran Stark, he's the Three-Eyed Raven, and he even says to Jaime at one point, he's like, "Are you not mad at me?" He says, "I'm not mad at anyone," and he said, he technically says, like, if you didn't push me out the window, I would no longer be the Three-Eyed Raven, and you wouldn't be who you are today. Him pushing Bran out the window is what started Jaime's redemption story, and which is why Jaime, I think, has had such a great, character development for this entire show. Jaime's now one of my favourite characters, and he starts off with this dick who's fucking his sister, and you're just like, who the hell are you? And Jaime literally says that this episode. I goes, I started off as a dick having sex with my sister, and look where he is now, and he doesn't want to go back to that. He's moved on. He wants to save the world, theoretically, is what he says. Something I'm loving in this episode and this season so far is the conflicts that are being built up and some scary things being set up. Sansa and Daenerys talking to each other. When that first kicked off, I was like, oh god, how's this going to go? And it seemed to be going okay until they mentioned, what if we win? What happens if we win? I think Sansa said, what happens to the North? And Daenerys is like, well, I'm queen, and Sansa was not good about that. She was like, well, we fought for the North, and the North's ours, and we said we're never going to bow to anyone again. And obviously Daenerys wants the North to bow to her, so there's some conflict there. And you see, Daenerys raise her hand away from Sansa, and it's just like, shit, this is scary stuff. And then again, straight into it, we've got Jon telling Daenerys who he is. He's Aegon Targaryen, he's his nephew, she's his aunt, that whole weird stuff. But she's more bothered about the whole idea of that he is, he has the right to the throne. He is the firstborn man. So his claim to the throne, overrides hers, and you can see the fear in her eyes. And she steps back. And I'm worried about Daenerys. I'm worried that she's going to, turn on Jon and Sansa in the North and do something very stupid and something she might regret. And it's strange because for a long time I was Team Daenerys, and I love Daenerys Targaryen, but she's seeming really power hungry and very odd in some things and decisions she's saying, some stuff she says. That's my favourite part of the episode, is how it's all just dealing with these conflicts. An amazing scene was when Theon come back and he saw Sansa and they hugged each other, and he said, like, I want to fight for the Winterfell, and Sansa was so happy to see him, and that was really great to see because Theon saved Sansa from Ramsay, and it was just a great moment in the show. And I'm glad he's back. I'm very worried that he may die, and I think he possibly will, but he'll die being redeemed. And again, his redemption story is brilliant. He starts off as a character you don't really like very much, and now he's like, everyone loves Theon, and he's a great guy. He's gone through a lot, to say the least. I think that's the overarching theme of the show, is self-betterment, and becoming a better person. That's Jaime's whole thing, that's Theon's whole thing, and I think, it's everyone in some ways coming from somewhere and ending up somewhere, and everyone's done that. Moving on to Arya, she become an adult this episode. It was weird seeing, as a character we've watched from when she was like 10 become this little badass and grow up and grow up and grow up, and now she's an adult. You know, the actress is 21. She's like, I want to have sex, and I'm gonna have sex. And she was in charge of that whole scene. Like, she was the dominant one in that whole scenario, which was quite funny. It was a funny scene. It was a bit odd to see because it's a character you've been watching since she was a kid, and now she's a woman and she wants to act like a woman, and it's her last night. So she's like, well, you know, I could die tomorrow, so we could both die tomorrow. Let's just, you know, have some fun, basically. Talking of that, let's get on to the whole Brienne of Tarth and Jaime scene. Him knighting her was amazing. You can tell it's something Brienne's wanted for such a long time, and I was well happy about it. You could see on her face, and it was a touching scene and a touching moment, and also a really happy moment. Like, this whole episode is like, you know, it's the calm before the storm. These 2 episodes have been building, you know, some great stuff, some concerning stuff, but it's been quite a positive mood, and it's all going to go downhill because people are just going to start dying, and the White Walkers, and oh god. I thought that was a really touching moment, and I feel like Jaime has some sort of feelings towards Brienne of Tarth, but whether they'll ever do anything with that, who knows. I know in the previous season, Brienne asked Jaime, if you was to die, you know, what's your preferred way to die? And he said, in the arms of the woman I love. And I think it'd be quite poetic if he ends up dying and then he's in the arms of Brienne, especially because he's serving under Brienne in this big war that's coming. But I don't want Jaime to die. I want Jaime to live and then stab Cersei in the back, and he can be the queen slayer, and he saves the whole world. Who knows where that's going to go though. But at the end, you know, next episode, this is it. Next episode is going to be the battle, I believe, unless they cut away to like Cersei or something, which would really, really suck. I want it to be the battle, to be honest. I think 2 episodes of building this up and character development and having them, you know, confront each other, I think that was really good. And let's have an action episode. And I'm imagining that Winterfell's going to fall. I feel like Winterfell will fall, and they'll have to retreat somewhere, maybe south. How far south, who knows. But it seems like Jon's got a little plan, like a little assassination group. That's their plan. They want to assassinate the Night King, by the seams of things. So I'm guessing that's going to be next episode, possibly. And I have a feeling it's going to go wrong. They're going to try and kill the Night King, and one of them is going to end up either like dying or becoming a White Walker, maybe. But the crypts as well. They kept bringing up the crypts, and you know, it's constantly being mentioned like you should be in the crypts. It'll be safe in the crypts. Crypts. I think it's kind of obvious that something's going to happen. People are going to die in the crypts. The dead's going to rise, and the Night King comes. That's my theory. Luckily, they have Sam down there, and Sam will to save them because he's the first to kill the White Walker, and he's just gonna give Sam a sword and he can defend everyone. But I'm a bit stressed out, a bit worried. There's a lot of people down there. I think Gilly's down there, and her baby, obviously little Sam's down there. I'm not entirely sure who else. I think the spider, maybe the spider's down there. Tyrion, of course, is down there. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to have scenes in the battle on the battlefield, then scenes with the assassin group. I imagine it's going to be assassin group, it's only a guess, and they're going to try and assassinate the Night King or take him out or something. And then we'll have what's going down in the crypt, the dead rising. Maybe we'll see like some of the dead Starks rising out of the crypts. That'd be kind of cool. Another really amazing moment is with Sam. There we go, Ser Jorah. Sam gave him, you know, his Valyrian blade, and he said, "I'll protect the realm," and whatever else he said. And I thought that was a really nice scene. I thought that was really good. I have a feeling he's going to end up dying. I reckon he'll sacrifice himself and try and save Daenerys. The dead dragon's coming. You know, the undead dragon. It's going to raise hell. It's going to kill a lot of dudes. And I feel like another one of our dragons may die. I think maybe Dragon will end up getting it and, you know, getting killed. Along with some semi-big characters, maybe a big character could die. But there's going to be some death next episode. Maybe Grey Worm's girl, the translator lady, she could end up getting killed as well, which would be really, really sad. But yeah, overall, I'm glad it feels like Game of Thrones again. I'm glad they're taking the time to build to things. I know some people are like, oh, I want fight now. Come on, give me action. But remember, that's never been Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones has never been about all the action. Obviously, we're going to be getting some awesome action. Just be patient, and I'm glad they're taking the time with it, and they're setting up some stuff for after the fight, I guess, and who may survive and what may happen. But yeah, I'll be here next week. We can talk about things, see what happens. I'll be here every Monday until the show ends. You know, once I see the show, I'll come and I'll give my thoughts on it. It may be the Monday, it may be the Tuesday, one of those 2 days. But if you have enjoyed, please like. And, you know, if you've got some thoughts of your own, or you disagree with something I said, or something I missed and you want to tell me about, leave it in the comments below. Let me know. There is an update video coming. I said it in my last video. I'm saying it now. The next video will be an update video explaining what my whole channel is going to be about, what I'm going to be doing, like the booktube stuff, the video game stuff, of course the TV show stuff. You now know I'm going to be talking about Game of Thrones for the next 5 weeks. 4 weeks? 4 weeks. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.